Welcome into another episode of Tailgate Talk SEC. I am Will Thomas, and we have got our final bracketology update of the season. The regular season is officially over as of yesterday. We have conference tournaments that are already done, underway, and about to begin in the following days. It's the best time of the year. We have got conference tournament play leading into March Madness, and this is our final top four seed line discussion until we get a real bracket just 6 days from now. If you have been enjoying all this college basketball coverage and want all of the tournament coverage you can possibly get, subscribe to me here, follow me on Twitter. I'll be doing all of it. So let's just dive straight into the one seeds, and my top overall seed has remained unchanged. Just the Duke Blue Devils. They are looking like the strongest team in the country. They have the best resume in the country. They are just decapitating teams left and right. Duke is currently number one overall seed, followed up by Michigan at number two. They just beat Michigan State at home to round out their year on Sunday. And Arizona is my third number one seed. And then Florida has taken over as that final one seed. It was between them and UConn for a while. And if UConn had won out, they could have kept it. But now with their loss to Marquette, Florida is now in control of the final one seed. All four of those teams, Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida, they're top four in the net in that order. I mean, they're just a cut above the rest of the field. And you're seeing, just like last year and this year, I think we get a really chalky Final Four where these no one seeds are just, another level above the rest of the field, which is all really good teams in the twos and the threes. But these one seeds are just operating at a different level of the sport right now. But moving on to the twos, my top two seed is Houston. They're number 7 in the net and rated at 6th in Ken Palm, still 26-5 overall. And they're a team that I think we're not talking about enough to go win. Oh, okay, that's probably not accurate, but I kind of like them to go win the Big 12 tournament. I do. Arizona's that favorite. Houston is the second, but I think the Cougars are very dangerous to go win that tournament. My second 2 seed is Iowa State. They've kind of fallen to a 3 seed in some bracketology projections. I still have them as a pretty high 2. They're 8th in the net and 7th in Ken Palm. I think when you look at these top Big 12 teams, you kind of have to not factor out the cannibalism, but like they're all playing all these other 1s and 2 seeds. And that's where a lot of their losses are coming from. So I'm looking at how, Houston, Iowa State still stacking some losses. They're against each other, which obviously should be held against them, but it's not to the degree where I think Iowa State should drop to a 3. I still have Iowa State as a 2. Then I have UConn as my third 2 seed. I just don't see it with this team like some people do. They obviously have a great record. They have some great wins from early on in the season. They've been struggling in conference play. They've dropped some bad games, and the ones that they've won, they've been way too close for comfort given the caliber of opponent that they're playing. So UConn, they're 9th in the net, 11th in Ken Palm. They're my third 2 seed. And then my final 2 seed for right now is Michigan State. The Spartans lost their finale at Michigan, but this team is really, really dangerous, really, really good. They had a great year in the Big Ten, and they could easily make a run at the Big Ten title game in their conference tournament. Going to the threes now, my top 3 seeds, another Big Ten team here. It's Illinois. They are 6th in the net and 5th in Ken Palm. So those predictives are really, really high. I'm worried about their defense. And with, Keaton Wagler, obviously he's incredible. I wonder how long he can keep doing what he's doing. Or, and when they need him to, if they're going to need him to drop 35 in the tournament, can he do it? But Illinois I have as a 3 seed. Nebraska is my second 3 seed, another Big Ten team. They're 12th in the net and in Ken Palm. The Cornhuskers close out the year with a dramatic win over Iowa at home. Then they're going to the Big Ten tournament as the 2 seed in that conference. My third 3 seed is Alabama. They're 17th and at 15th in Ken Palm. The Crimson Tide, in my opinion, they're nowhere near the best team in the country, but they can easily be the most dangerous because of how many threes they shoot and how good some of those shooters are. If they're all on, they can score 65 points in the half and just totally jump you. Whether that's, going out to a lead by 15 in the first half or coming back from down 15 in the second half. This Bama team is incredibly dangerous because of that shooting. Their defense is not good. It's really bad, but that shooting is really, really lethal. And then my final 3 seed is Purdue. They are 10th in the net and 8th in Ken Palm. I just don't see it with this Purdue team at all. They lost another home game to a good Wisconsin team who shoots the ball really well. But, I mean, the best thing about this Purdue team coming in was their experience. How they have a veteran core of guys. That only means something to me if it's a veteran core of guys who have, consistently been going to the Elite Eight and the Final Fours and winning championships. Purdue just hasn't been doing that. They made the championship a few years ago, but they also lost to FDU a few years ago. This Purdue team is good, but I think the greatness is kind of been fabricated by just how long these same guys have been good as opposed to them being great together, if that makes any sense. But Purdue, they're my final 3 seed. And then going to the 4 line, Virginia is my top 4 seed. The second team in the ACC, there's a large gap between Duke and the rest of that conference. But the Hoos are really dangerous. They could easily be a second weekend team in the tournament, 13th in the net and 20th in Ken Palm. Arkansas is my second 4 seed. They're 18th in the net and in Ken Palm. I think with Darius Acuff leading this team, they can win any game. And without Darius on Saturday at Missouri, that was a really impressive win because Missouri is a good team. They're fighting for their bubble lives a little bit. Going into Como and winning that game was incredibly impressive. Malik Thomas is a lethal shooter, and he was really able to take over when Acuff was out. So let's say Darius, for whatever reason, can't go 38 minutes in a tournament game, whether that's foul trouble, maybe he's still not totally healthy. I still trust that team to go win games against good teams. My third 4 seed is Vanderbilt. They're 16th in the net and 13th in Ken Palm. I think the Commodores are still right there. I mean, they had a bit of a bad stretch in the middle of February, shooting wise, lost some games, but going and winning in Knoxville at Tennessee was really impressive. This Vandy team is just as good as they were in the beginning of the year. And my final 4 seed is Texas Tech. They've lost a few down the stretch here. But when JT Toppin first got hurt, they rattled off those wins. That was kind of just adrenaline, in my opinion, right? Like they just lost JT. Guys like Christian Anderson knew they had to step up. They were playing their best ball. That adrenaline kind of wore off. So Texas Tech, they're still on the 4 line for me. They're not really a team that I love in the tournament, but we'll see obviously what draw they get and how they pan out. But Texas Tech is 15th in the net and 17th in Ken Palm right now. And those are the top 4 lines. That's it. That will do it for our last bracketology update of the year. If you have been enjoying the basketball content, want some more of it, like I said, subscribe to me here, follow me on Twitter. It is the best time of year. Let's be all over this together. I've been Will Thomas, and I will see you next time.